Well, communities across the country have just 3 months left to apply for federal money to make their city a little smarter. Smart cities are a growing global trend. They use technology and big data to change the way a city operates, offering convenience, but at what cost? Smart cities are also raising some serious privacy concerns. Joining us now is Ontario's former Privacy Commissioner, Anne Cavoukian. She is now with the Privacy by Design Centre of Excellence at Ryerson University. Good to have you with us.
Pleasure, Anne-Marie.
Welcome back. First of all, explain, how does a smart city work?
Well, usually smart cities lead to surveillance because they collect a lot of data. There's sensors everywhere, they're capturing information, there's video surveillance cameras, etc. So it's a data collection hub, and people are concerned, rightly so, that it could be infringing on their privacy, collecting personally identifiable data. That's exactly what we're not going to do here in Toronto.
Okay, so explain to me then, how does it work? Is it a neighborhood that has, like, what, cell phone towers set up in amongst its streets?
It'll be in the waterfront of the quayside, East Waterfront in Toronto, and there'll be a lot of technology will be added to the corridor to capture data, to monitor congestion corridors, traffic hubs. You know, the whole goal is to enhance urban life in that area by finding out what are the problems, the pitfalls, and fixing them. In order to do that, you have to collect data. It's how you collect the data that is the pivotal issue.
So how are they planning to collect data, and how can you opt out if you don't want your data collected?
So here's the first thing that they did. They approached me and they said, we'd like you to work with us because we want to make sure that privacy is embedded by design into our smart city. And I said to them, to Sidewalk Labs, I'm happy to work with you, but I may be a thorn in your side because I'm going to insist upon the total privacy being embedded by design, meaning all the data at source has to be de-identified, which means no one will know that the data being collected is about you or me. It'll just be anonymized data, and it will be used in an aggregated way to determine traffic flow, congestion, corridors, etc., things of that nature. Your privacy will not be impacted. That's my goal.
What about hacking?
Oh, lots of hacking takes place everywhere these days, cybersecurity attacks on a daily basis, which is why we're embedding privacy and security into the design of this operation. You can enhance security dramatically. I'm not suggesting you can eliminate all risk. I often talk about the myth of zero risk, but you can enhance it dramatically by protecting the data at source. That's what we intend to do.
Who owns this data? Is it the government? Is it the company setting up the city?
That's a really good question, and those questions have to be determined by the management of Waterfront Toronto and Sidewalk Labs. I think those are under determination now. They're being discussed. My job is to ensure that this is not a city of surveillance, it's a city of total privacy protection. In fact, when I was on a TV show talking about this, I got a call afterwards from Dan Doctorow, Dr. Doctorow, who's the CEO of Sidewalk Labs. He said, we want to do exactly what you said. We want to embed privacy completely into the design of this city.
So the skeptic in me says, but then at what benefit is there to the company if they can't target your data? If they can't, advertise to you, sell more things to you? What's the benefit for them?
Those are really good questions. So the question I ask you is, why would they be given the contract if there was no benefit both to them and to the city? This has to be a win-win operation. So those are excellent questions, but there will be benefits that they will accrue in terms of the management of the data and the flow and things of that nature, but not in terms of personally identifiable data. There will not be any privacy implications. That's my promise.
If you are a business owner or a homeowner in that area that you want, but you don't want your data collected, do you have an option of opting out?
See, I don't think you can opt out of a lot of things, but when you're driving along the street and your license plate is captured, there are a lot of pieces of data that, unless you want to cover up your license plate, there isn't an opt-out provision. But what we're saying is once that data is collected, immediately at source, the data will be wiped out in terms of de-identified. So it'll be the equivalent, actually stronger than opting out, because a lot of people opt out, forget to do it, or they don't know where to go, and it's a hit and miss process. This will apply to every single data point that is personally identifiable.
One of the moneymakers for big tech is to be able to collect our data and then sell it to other companies. Is that the goal of a smart city?
It's not, because what you want to do is you want to enhance the movement and the flow, so you might make it better for some companies to relocate to other areas because they're going to get better business. It's those kind of business models that will be attractive as opposed to selling personally identifiable data. That's not going to happen.
How soon are we going to see smart cities in Canada?
That's a good question, because Sidewalk Labs has a contract for a year to make its case and present it to the city. At the end of the year, they'll make a determination as to when it will be rolled out. So stay tuned.
All right, we will have you back at that time. Anne Cavoukian, thanks for being back with us.
Thank you.